this. Oops. Okay, then I'll just leave it like that. Okay, this would just be my update video. Yeah. This will just be my update video. I've been looking at I'm gonna have, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this on my other channel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this on my other channel. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Because I'm not gonna talk about mix up my my other topics that I do on my other channel with this channel here, because it wouldn't be fair. You know what I'm saying? So I'm using this channel here. What my damn oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna say where my damn GED book at. And I got it sitting right here. You know? I mean, I got it sitting right here. Um, I want to think of some crazy type stuff. Okay, I see a word that I never gotten before, but I'm gonna put it, I promised myself that I was gonna put it on my other channel. You know what I'm saying? It might make some damn noise though. I'm thinking it might make some damn noise. I figured it was gonna do that. Hold on. I got something there. How would this look if I do this? Add to stream. Whoops. You see that? You see that? Yeah. I'm gonna have to take this quiet echo like that. Yeah. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna copy that link to where they say join us. Let me one more time. I'm gonna take. Oh, I don't need this in the damn board. Yeah, I don't need that no more. I guess there's no need to put no camera. Well, I wish you can put a webcam on an iPad. You know, it's like they don't even have. Now, after I get off of here, I'm going to go live on my other YouTube account. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go live on my YouTube account. I mean, on my other one. My bad, my other one. Yeah, so I'm just trying to check it for space and see if you know what I'm saying. I had on Facebook today. I was talking to a friend of mine, a little young man that I follow on Facebook, because you don't really have the older adults don't seem like they, you know what I'm saying, is interested in talking. I would love to talk to some of the adults and stuff like that. But the adults from the older generation, my people of color, they are from like a lot of them is from the like older generation, and they deal with social media to a degree from what I see. But I would love to connect with my people. You know, you see what I'm saying? I'm that type of brother. You know, I just don't deal with. Let me tell you, maybe I can open up and talk to y'all about my life a little bit about, give y'all a little bit as much all the background about me because you need to know everything about me. Just you know what I'm saying, the history of me. You know what I'm saying. So it's important because a name of yourself, it tells a lot about who you are. Your name it just determines who you are. Your name represent whatever you stand behind. That's what you represent. That's what you're more than likely. I would say whatever you talk about the most, that's what you are. Whatever the same spirit that I would say that our forefathers had. You see what I'm saying? The same spirit or characteristics that you manifest on a day-to-day basis, like let's say like you believe in marriage, you believe in families together, you believe in love and unity, things of that nature, you believe in understanding, you believe in communicating and stuff like that. Uh, I believe in showing love. I believe in people giving me love. You know what I'm saying? But I also have a side of me that I normally don't like. I don't like this side. The energy that I give off, I'm gonna tell you about the two energies to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. I'm gonna tell you about the energy, and this is all about me connecting with my people. Um, my energy, my normal energy is if I'm telling you something biblically, I came up biblically, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? And the Bible was one of the first things that I learned how to read. And that's the reason why I'm saying that I talk about a lot about transitioning on this channel here. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it every day in and day out. A lot of my family knows me as a person that don't steal from anyone. They know me as from what my parents tell them. Like my parents can tell you basically my history because that's the person that I be around the most. My father, on the other hand, uh, for a lot of reasons, he wasn't, you know, so that you know what I'm saying. He wasn't um, around, I should say. You know what I mean. My mother has been around. I lived in a single parents household. I'm guilty of that, and I'm still is. I'm 47 years old. This year I'll be 48. You see what I'm saying? And I also a history about me is that I had a poor education to the point to where I had to lean on family members, and which I don't believe in doing, although it happened that way. Um, Leaning and depending upon family members and stuff like that. I didn't know that I was going to end up having a passion. I do know that I believe I had a passion for reading, and I think one of the signs for that was I used to have a lot of Walt Disney stories, like all this stuff, like Jack and the Beanstalk, and I love that the records and y'all ever heard of those stories called those cartoons called Scooby Dooby Doo and all that. Where are you? Y'all ever heard of things like 101 Dalmatians? I used to always like to listen to those characters. They had what back in the day, before they had social media and all that kind of stuff. They had things like the records, like y'all know what I'm talking about. The older days, there wasn't no such. All they had was like the black and white TV. That's all I can remember. And they had what was called the record player. I used to be excited about those things. I liked it, the record player, even if, like, from listening to the rhyme, the nursery rhymes, like Mother Goose rhymes and all that kind of stuff. I used to love all this stuff when I was a child. I did. I don't know why I did. I just did. They was cartoons, like y'all know what I'm talking about, showing stuff like Mickey Mouse, and they had those cartoon characters and stuff. That was weird. You know what I'm saying? And I liked it. When I got a little older, I say around about 17, I got off into into Seventh-day Adventist. I got off into Seventh-day Adventist. Before I became a Seventh-day Adventist, just years before before I became a Seventh-day Adventist, I was the type of person when I was 13, from 13, from 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, all the way up to 13. I was real bad. I would go around and I was like worse than my two brothers. I was the head leader when it came down to rebellion, getting into stuff like kids do, like children do. They go and throw rocks at cars and all that kind of stuff. Just throwing rocks at cars, just doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Throwing rocks at cars when they be passing by or something like that at night or something like that. Just throwing rocks at cars, just doing stupid shit, just to have something to laugh about. You know what I mean? Thought it was funny. Um, Stealing, I did that, but I stopped when I turned 13. Back then, the laws was a lot different. You know what I'm saying? And so when I got a job, my first public job, I started working at a place called Al's Drive-In. That was my first public job. Before I got a public job working at Al's, it was called it was a fast food, little small little restaurant. And I was 15. I had my first job, and I was real proud. I was real happy. And the job wasn't it. I started off cleaning up the lawn outside. You know what I mean, like keeping it clean for them, cutting the grass and stuff like that, because I always liked it to hustle. You know what I mean. I was that this is going into me raking leaves and stuff like that. Me, my other brother under me, and my baby brother, we used to just go around and ask people, do they want their yard cut or their yard rake mainly? You know what I'm saying? And we would make coins off of that. You know what I mean? We were so happy when we made $10, $5, just raking leaves. You know what I'm saying? Some of them would give us like $20, $40, like $20 and something, and so on and so forth. That was a lot for us. You know what I'm saying? And we made money off of doing stuff like that. But we was still a little mischievous. Cause I was the worst one at that time. So basically, I was just getting into stuff until I just woke up. I came to myself and I said, I remember it was overnight. I was 13. I was living over on 202 Phoenix Square, right here in Louisiana. About maybe maybe a mile, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 5. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably about 3 miles from here, from where I live, all the way over on the other side of town. To me, that's about 3 or 4 miles, in my opinion. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? The address and everything is still there. I'm 47 right now, and that same address is over there on that door, on that brick house where I used to live. If I get a chance, I'm gonna make a video prior to this one, the one I did today, and I'm going to do this video and maybe find this video if it ain't too many, and put the link to the video where actually went into that area where I used to live and show it to y'all. It's right over there now. It just look a little different. They tore down a few houses, and some of the houses are still up. And I would live right there on that little corner, and I would go out, and I would just be getting into stuff, stealing, just stealing. That was my biggest problem, stealing, stealing. And sometimes the law, I would get picked up. When I got caught, sometime they would be calling my mother, telling her that they got me at the police station. Yeah. And she would come pick me up. They have her just sign some papers, told her what I did, blah, blah, so on and so forth. Then what happened was they would get me and bring me home. And when I got home, she got on us. You know, she fussed at us, told us where we was going to end up if we didn't stop. And for some reason, it registered with me more. Like, in a way, I started getting concerned, and I started like getting like a bit of like it's called trouble. Like it's just like lights came on, something that just clicked within me. It just, you know how something clicked with you, the conscience start opening up. So I done to the best of my ability. I didn't know anything about God or the Most High or nothing like that. I didn't know. I do know that there was a God. I do know there was something above. I knew there was a higher power, but I didn't know much about it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even in the Bible at that time. You see what I'm saying? And I just got concerned. It really concerned me that my parents told me, she said, if you don't stop, you're gonna end up being in prison. And they're gonna lock you up, and they're gonna throw away the key, things like that. You know what I mean? They're gonna lock you up, they're gonna throw away the key, this and that and the third. And what happened was I did not want to go that route. It just clicked with me. Now my other two brothers, they still chose. This is just a history, you know. For some, maybe it just didn't click with them yet. You know, everybody, it's a time for each one of us because I guess it's a time set. So I guess the Most High just saw fit to just put it up on, you know, my spirit is to stop doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? That was my biggest issue, was stealing. You know, that was my weaknesses at that time, because I didn't know any better. And when I found out, and when I changed overnight, I came to my parents. I told them, I said, you ain't got to worry about trying to come and get me from the police station no more, things of that nature. But it's like, it's two sides to this here. As far as the religious part or whatever, I feel like I left and came into religion to deal with something like religion is a pure drug, you know, it is. And like, damn, what he said. So I just want to make sure I throw that out there, you know what I'm saying? And it just like, it seemed like I've been struggling ever since. But around 17, I met this lady back in the day. She was considered an elderly lady, older than me. The lady, matter of fact, she still is living today. All praises to, you know, to the Most High. She's still living today. And I met them, and she was a Seventh-day Adventist. That means they went to, you know what I mean? They was telling me how they went to church on Saturdays and things of that nature. And you know what I'm saying? They didn't eat pork, and they didn't mess with the pig and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They didn't fool with that. So when I first heard it, I don't know, for some reason, it just resonated with me. You know, it's like, what? You mean we ain't supposed to be eating this? We ain't supposed to, that was before I actually came into the knowledge of, you know what I mean, the rest of it. If you want to know the rest of it, the story and the deep details, then what I'm going to do, matter of fact, I'll do that right now. I'm going to go over on, I'm going to come back to this here. I'm going to go over there right now, and I'm going to give y'all the link to that channel. That's what I do. And if you want the rest of the deep information, I'm gonna talk about it over that. But I met my father. Let's say when I met him when I was 15, and by the time I met him, he was in his last years of dying of lung cancer, and I didn't get a chance to ask him nothing about his nationality that I didn't know, the things of that nature. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm going to get the link to this channel. I hope this is it right here. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna go back on to the other account. Yeah. I showed my dad the books that I would listen to. Okay, wait a minute, I'm going too far. I mentioned about what did I say? I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah. I met this lady, and I went to the Seventh Adventist church, and they was telling me about the pork and the shrimp and all that. They didn't eat that, and I was working at a place, like I said, called Al's Drive-In, and that was my first public job. So during that time, I'm gonna turn this down. So during that time, I told them to tell me more about it because I never heard that before. Yeah, I never heard it before. Okay, wait a minute. Let me turn this down here. Hold on. Wait a minute. The reason hold on. The reason I came on here is that I wanted to get the link. Hold on. Let me do this right quick. Yeah. Let me put that in there. Hold on, I'm trying. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and edit this into the description box. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So what I did, I just went and put the link to my other channel in the description box. That's what I did. Since I couldn't No, I didn't intend to turn it on. I think this is it right here. Yeah. So I got that channel in here. So if you want that link to this, to oops, if you want, hold on, wait a minute, I'm gonna do it one more time. I put the link to that video in the, it's called The Real Hebrews. The Real Hebrews. So that's the link to that channel in the description box. Yeah. So as they got into the Bible, I couldn't even read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I definitely couldn't do it. I didn't even know how to read or write, like I said. And as they was reading to me out the Bible, and I felt like I guess I was converted to Seventh Day Adventist, and I joined the movement, and I was very passionate in the movement. You see what I'm saying? Some of the things that was being said, I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot. I learned about the dietary laws, like not eating this, the right day of worship that was correct, and things that day. I learned that, you know. So if you want to learn the rest of it, you're gonna have to see me on the other channel. And I can get off into the rest of it and talk about the rest of it, you know. So I don't want to say that over here. But anyway, I just became interested in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it just made sense to me from what I heard. You know what I mean? And so I didn't argue. I didn't do none of that. I didn't argue. It's like I had a love. It's like I had a passion for it. You know what I mean? I can't even explain why I have the passion for it. I just had the passion. I still have a passion for it. You know what I mean? I still have the passion for it. And it's just something about it. It's just, you know, like for that, it's a mystery to me. But I do know that I had a passion for it. I wanted to know more about it. I said, well, tell me more about it then. And I was working at that time. I was working on my out doing that time too. I also eventually later on, when I turned 16, I got my second public job. And the name of the second public job was a restaurant called Golden Corral. I know a lot of y'all heard of that. Golden Corral, that was my second, hold on, before, let's see here. Oh, after I left Al's Drive-In, which was a place where they sold burgers, hamburgers, they sold hot dogs, nachos, and cheese, chili and cheese, snowballs. What else they had? They had a lot of things like shrimp po' boys. That's during the time when I was eating all that stuff before I actually uh, found out that it was like when I came and under the influence of Seventh Day Adventist movement. When I came up under the Seventh Day Adventist movement, and I was a Seventh Day Adventist for over 25 years. You know what I mean? And I was very passionate and devout about it. But before then, I was 15 when I was working. I was 15 when I was actually, whatever I did, even though it was something simple, every job that I had, people told me that I did, you did a great job. You did a great job. Because I always liked it. I always took pride in what I was doing. I always took pride in my work, whether if it was small or big, whether if it was just clean. I don't care if it was just cleaning bathrooms or cleaning toilets or washing dishes, whatever it was. At that particular moment, I put my heart into it. You know what I'm saying? I would rake leaves. I cut grass for people. Everything that I did, I learned how to cook, fry foods, cook foods, and everything at Al's Drive-In. This was before my second public job. My bad. My second public job was Walmart. My third public job was working. excuse me, working at Golden Corral. That was my third public job. So that was three public jobs. My first public job, I was 15. My second public job, I had turned 16. 16 because you had to be 16 to actually have a job. I think that law is still now. You have to be at least 16 to have a public job. And during that time, I was still going to school. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of going to school when I started working at Golden Corral. I had, it was like I was part-time. I couldn't do like full-time because I was still like working in between and stuff like that. And I just had a hard time just trying to get my GED. And I'm still trying to do that now. And I got to return this probably by Monday, I think. You see what I'm saying? But I got to recheck it out again, probably. You know what I'm saying? Recheck it out again, and I probably got to get some help to get it done. So it's like I've been working hard trying to catch up in areas where I'm lacking or slacking in understanding, like math and algebra and mathematics and all that type of stuff. So I'm trying to catch up with the algebra and mathematics and all that, the timetables and like I think timetables probably dealing with something like math or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like back in the day, I also worked at a Seventh-day Adventist church school as well too. I worked at the Seventh-day Adventist church school. I was dedicated from day one. I was there. They even gave me a plate. What you call that thing? Award. Like when you playing ball for a scholarship or something like that, or you playing for like how they send you around the world for your dedications of what you were good in and stuff like that. I was very dedicated into the church. I'm gonna put it like that. I was very devout. I was very passionate. Every single thing you wasn't gonna stop Peter. You was not gonna stop Peter from attending church. That's how I was. But I was ignorant. And if you want to learn how I came out of it, you're gonna have to go to the other channel that in the link that I just put in the description box. All you gotta do while you're watching this video, just click the link in the description box. And you can go on my channel and you'll see everything I'm doing raw. And I'm just breaking down a lot of the stuff, why and how I left, and giving the reason why. And I'm also talking a lot about segregation and everything on that channel. So if you want to learn all that other information, which I'm not gonna get off into on here, you're gonna have to go and hit that link in the description box underneath in the video, like the video here, and look down there and you'll see the link to that channel, the Real Hebrews. I think right. I think I took it off. It's called the Real Hebrew. I also got it in the chat too. So if you look in the chat right there, you'll see it in the chat. It's probably not going to stay there though. It might, but I do have the link to it in the chat. So if you want to go and subscribe to that channel, you can do also by just hitting the link and go and you can subscribe to it. But what was I saying? Let's see. I got to get back to what I was saying. But anyway, like I said, I was dedicated into the church. I definitely was dedicated. My family, all of them, my nephew, my niece, all of them can tell you. I used to I used to love for my nephew and my niece to come to church with me. You know what I mean? I did that. But I kind of regret of ever being, but I couldn't. I wanted to. I felt like I was giving them some truth, but I gave them the understanding. I gave them what I knew. You see what I'm saying? And I was very devout. I was very just. I had a zeal. I mean, I had a that I was passionate about it. You know what I mean? I definitely was passionate about it. I'm trying to put this. Hold on. Hold on. I might have to turn this. Let me see something here. Because I thought I was going to be able to put the link in here. I'll tell you what, I might have to just do it on my other one. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll do it on my other one. But I was very devout, and I remember the lady's nephew telling me, because I was 17 and he was 10 years old, and I was 17. And he said, "You need to get baptized," because they was telling me about the Sabbath. Because during that time, I didn't know what baptism. I thought just it was just dumping under the water, but discovered that you know. But if you want to see me, the rest of it, you're going to have to go into the link. But yeah, that's how I got off into it. And like I said, my the second restaurant job I considered the food job I had was Golden Corral. My first public job was just Walmart. That was the first one. That's when they had the first Walmart here in Louisiana. I was 16. So I stayed there at that Walmart for about 3 months. I ended up, they fired me unannounced to things that was to my knowledge, because I still was a good worker. I was working, I was, they hired me for maintenance and store customer carry out and stocking, like stocking the shelves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was good. I was very dedicated at it. Um, one of the managers, they liked it, my work. The other ones was kind of like they was more like you could feel the hate vibes and stuff like that. But um, what else? They said that when I was 16 that I caused two people to fall down and get hurt. And what was weird about it, I guess when people get hurt and stuff, they don't really. I don't know. I don't know if they actually told me the truth to this day. And that was years ago. I was 16, so that's been years ago. And I still don't even know to this day whether that was truth or accurate, or they were just saying something because they didn't like me because they wanted to get rid of me. Y'all know how it is with being pretty much a man of color. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So because me growing up at 16, 17, and 18, I considered myself. I considered myself the so-called average. I just considered myself back then. I considered myself black, but I know I'm not black. I'm just a person of color. That's it. I don't call myself black. But I got fired. I tried to ask for my job back. I didn't get it back. They didn't. They was like, no, we're not giving it back to you. You know what I'm saying? And I just said, well, so I had to lay low for a while. So I had to deal with the fact, and I was on time and everything. I was just a hard worker. I was good at what I did, and I was just pretty much nice, just doing what I was supposed to be doing, you know. And but I still ended up getting fired, and so after that, maybe months later or something like that, I got a job working at Golden Corral. That was my second restaurant job, but it was really my third public job altogether. So I worked there. So I was washing dishes. I was a dishwasher, and then they hired me also is to make sure to keep the ice cream machine full. That was it, going into the cooler, into the back. When the ice cream machine was low or something like that on ice cream, we would have to go in the cooler and just get some ice milk, some ice cream that looked some milk that looked like ice cream. It turns into ice cream, and lift up the thing off of the ice cream machine, and just take that cap off, and squeeze the ice cream milk into the machine and made sure it was full. Once I done that, then I went and checked the bathroom, made sure they was clean. Because the managers would come up in there and ask me, have you checked the bathrooms yet? I said, no, no, sir, no, sir. I would talk like that. I said, no, I haven't did the bathrooms yet. He said, well, go check the bathrooms. Sometimes they had me to do it no matter how busy they got in that, because I was back there washing dishes and doing that, you know what I mean? And they would say, have you did the bathrooms? Or either they say when you start, maybe about 1 o'clock, you gotta go check the bathrooms and see if they clean. Every once in a while, I had to take something like some comic, that stuff called comic, or either some bleach or something, or some bathroom cleaner, a mop and a broom, and go in there and sweep the bathrooms out. Sometimes the place was full of people eating already, and I would take the mop bucket and still go out there after I filled the ice cream machine up. You see what I'm saying? And go in there and check the bathroom. And I was cleaning them up. The mirrors, I wiped the mirrors. I wiped the toilets and all that with the bowl brush. And I would do them like that. Mop the floor, make sure everything was fresh. Boom, went to the other bathroom. They had two of them. Clean that one up, do the same thing. Boom, 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 get all that done. Built up the ice cream machine and all of that. And they say, okay, have you done the bathrooms yet? I say, well, what you doing now? So I was going back in there to finish washing dishes, get on this. He said, well, you can go ahead, you can leave now. Once you get that done, you can leave. You can go clock out. You leave, you gone. You done your job for the day. You can leave. And then sometime they'll come in there and also and ask you, do you so and so? We realized that somebody had quit. So could you come in and double up for their time and work and make their time or whatever? And I said, yeah, or something like that. Can you be here for 8 o'clock in the morning because we got the truck coming? Stuff like that. Sometimes I think the truck would come on a Wednesday or Tuesday or Friday sometime. Those were the time periods that the trucks would come, So whenever the trucks came, we had to be there to like help unload, put stuff up and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they would say, could you come and do this and that and the third? And yeah, and I was on time. Sometimes when I got there, sometimes I would be standing outside when nobody ain't made it there. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I was. Even the last job I had when I was working at Popeyes, I worked there for 5 years. Same thing. Never was late hardly ever. They ain't never had to just call me. I was on time. And everything that I did, it never failed. They always gave me compliments about my work and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I made sure that they was good. Because I took pride in my work. Speed working and stuff like that. I always did that. So I have a history of doing that. You know what I mean? You know. And they knew that I took a lot of pride in the work. You know, so a lot of time I would go there, even when they said they wasn't hiring. And the way I got the job at Golden Corral, they would say, "Oh, we not hiring today." And sometimes I would be ignorant and go back there the same day that they. Yeah, sometimes I would be ignorant and go back there the same day. Now I put the link in here because the young man that came on Instagram and came on my live, came in there on the Instagram live, and I told him I haven't seen him in a while, and I was happy. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all want to see that video, I'm gonna try to see if I can. I might put that link in here too, and y'all can see the conversation that I had with the young man. You know what I mean? So this is a video for my people of color. You know, where we can get in here and we can talk positive. You know what I'm saying? So I put the link there. You know what I mean? Just in case if anybody want to ask me some questions about my history of myself, whatever. You know, to the best of my ability, I do everything I can and answer those questions, you know. And my work history, I would say it was good, pretty good. The only thing that where I worked at Golden Corral for a year and probably 2 years. I'm gonna say 2 years or something. I worked there like 2 years or something. And I end up getting fired because I done something that I went total against their rule. They told me is to put one rack in the dishwater because the dishes, they was assuming that they probably wasn't gonna get clean. So somebody, I think I can't remember. From what I can remember, somebody went and told the manager. We had got a new manager at the time. They called him Mr. C. But my first manager they call him Mr. Duhan, you know. So that's been years ago. And they went and told him that I put about 4 or 5 racks in the machine, which I did. Because I was trying to double it up to make it, I was trying to work smart. But when you working on them jobs like that, it's like they don't be trying to hear all that. You see what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? And if y'all want to hear me, like I said, talk about all the segregation and injustice, meet me on the channel. I'm raw over that. I don't care what I say over that. But anyway, it's called The Real Hebrews. The Real Hebrew. All right. But anyway, somebody went and told them, and then all of a sudden, they say the manager wants you. Or I think he might have called me, came and walked in there in the kitchen and said, "Come in." And I knew something was wrong when he told me that. I said, "Oh my goodness, this ain't gonna look, this is not a good look here." Something tell me this is the end of the job for me. You know, because he was a new manager. They called him C, Mr. C. That's what everybody called him. So I came in the office and they said you put four racks up in there in the machine, and you put more than one rack. They said you had about 4 racks in there. And I said, yeah. He said, the dishes don't come clean like that. You know that, this and that and the third. Yes. Yeah, I know. He said, well, I'm giving you this paper here because I asked you about several times is don't do that. You know, stuff like that. I was 16 at the time. I asked you several times not to do that, but you did it anyway. So I'm sorry to let you know we're gonna have to you this is a sheet determining you because they were saying you didn't follow the orders. And I'm saying to myself, damn, I done lost my job. So I didn't have no more job no more. So I end up, I got fired for that reason. Even though I had good intentions, but I guess, they like, okay, so what? We don't care. We don't care. We just didn't appreciate you putting all them racks in that machine, you know? So I ended up losing my job. And so right after that, probably for about a while, let's see, ended up getting another job. Let's see, 16. I think I ended up going back at ALS at 17. I think 16, 17, 17 and 18 and 19. I was kind of off and on still working there. I went back, ended up going back to ALS, and I ended up going back up in there, and I still ended up working back there. It was like, okay, I ended up going back from what I can remember to the first job that I had at ALS, which was the first public restaurant job I had. Now, it was just a little sandwich shop, like a hamburger. You go there and buy hamburgers, malts, french fries, sodas, all that type of stuff. They had good food there, like good homemade real hamburgers and stuff, like hot dogs and barbecue beef po' boys, shrimp po' boys, ham po' boys, what they call cheeseburger po' boys. What else? A ham and cheese sandwich po' boy. Yeah, they had all stuff like that. They had fish platters, fish dinners. They had steak and gravy, beef steak and gravy platter. They had the steak and gravy platter with the potato salad. They had all of that. It was like, it was real good hot food. You had to wait maybe probably about 5 to 6 minutes, 7, 8 minutes for a hamburger, burger. I'm gonna say burger. Uh, Hot dog, po' boy. You had to wait. Some of the people end up waiting. They wasn't supposed to wait though, because some of the people that they hired there, they were slow. Some of them were slow because they was tired. You know what I'm saying? And they would be trying to rush them in the back, and they would get into arguments with them and tell them, uh, you ain't supposed to be, like, come on, hurry up, and they would be, don't be rushing me. They would get into arguments with the people, and sometimes it ended up happening. It wasn't all perfect, you know what I mean. Sometimes I end up getting into it with them too. You know what I'm saying? Even though they liked my work and stuff like that, but they didn't. You know what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying. But so I ended up cutting grass for people. I went back to doing that, and I was doing that off and on. And I was still going to As driving, and then I think I was working at what else I worked at? Um, what else I worked at? I ended up getting me a job later on, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24. Okay, at 19 is when I ended up working at the Seventh-day Adventist Church School, because I came into it at 17. And I got baptized, I'm saying so-called baptized into it when I was 18. And around between 19 And 20 and 21 is when I actually got a job at 19, probably around by like 20. You know what I mean? Work. I got a job when I turned 20. They hired me is to work at the Seventh Adventist Church School. But I was coming at 19. I was coming to the job at 19, but I was off and on coming. But the principal of the Seventh Adventist Church School, which his name was Mr. Archie Bird, he wanted me to come like every day. But I guess I wasn't coming. So he would ask me at the church when I would come to the church on Saturdays, because I was like I told you, I was dedicated into the Seventh Adventist Church on coming to the church on Saturdays. And he said, "When are you coming out to the school? You gonna come on out and help us out? We need some cleaning up to be done. We need that. We need a little help done outside in the area. When can you come?" I said, "Well, I'll come this Monday." He would tell me, "Well, what you do is just what." I said, "What?" He said, "Just come around about what time?" He would tell me to come. Come around about 8, maybe 9, maybe around about 9, maybe 9 or 10. You can come in or something like that. So I would be 20 some years old, coming to I would actually go up in the classroom. That was the 7th grade. It went up to the 7th grade. 7th grade. I'm gonna say between the 7th and the 8th grade. You can only be like 14, 15, 16, 13, 14. And around 15 is when they graduated. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know about that part. But they would invite me and I would go down there and I would my job was that I would be cleaning up the classrooms right after the kids left. Or he would ask me to come like around 2 something in the evening sometimes, because the children just come a little bit before the kids get out of school and stick around and clean up everything. They would want me to clean the classrooms up. I cleaned the classrooms. I got bleach and soap and stuff like that. And I cleaned up all the classrooms, cleaned up everything in the classrooms and stuff like that. And the floors, mopping the floors, I did all of that. You know what I'm saying? Cleaned the bathrooms. I cleaned up all the bathrooms and stuff. They liked at my work and stuff like that at the school. And probably around May, when the kids graduated and went to the next level, they would say they would call the people up to get their certificate, like their award. They gave me a big. I don't know. I think I got it when I get ready to like go through my stuff again. I think what I'll do, I'll get that information and I'll show it to y'all. That's what I'll do. I think I still got that. If I ain't misplaced the information to play in the awards, that my dedication of being dedicated at the Seventh Day Adventist Church School, and they would like call me. They would call my name up. This is for Clarence so and so. He was cleaning and stuff, and he was very very dedicated into what he was doing and stuff like that. This and that and the third. You know how they do that? They just give you your awards and stuff for your labor for being dedicated into the school and stuff. You see what I'm saying? And so I loved it. I enjoyed it. Even though I came into a further light. You see what I'm saying? But that's another story for on my other channel. I worked hard, and then that's how I got dedicated into I was very dedicated to the Seventh Day Adventist Church School. I also, once I really got fully dedicated into it, when I turned 21, oh my goodness, I was very dedicated into it. I would get up around like 8 in the morning, 6, 7, 8 something in the morning. You know what I mean? And I would be excited is to get up and just go. And a lot of times I would take, like I was so dedicated into what I was doing. Well, I don't think should I go that far and say that? I guess I'll leave that part for another time. But I was very dedicated into the school. That's how I was dedicated into the Adventist faith. You know, I was very dedicated into the Adventist faith. You know, and I'm trying to see, is it anything that I'm leaving out? Now I'm still working on this GED. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. Okay, yeah, I'll go through this a little bit later. um, if I can just learn the basics and what I would need to carry me, then that would do me all the good in the world. But that's how I got dedicated into all the stuff that I'm in and stuff like that. But before I got to that, when at 17, like I said, this older lady actually encouraged me. Like they would read, she would read stuff to me that she was reading to her daughter and to her nephew because she was keeping her nephew at the time, you know. Uh, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn this off right now because I don't want that music to get in here and give me copyright strike.